What up? What up? What up? Hey, I had some technical difficulties, man. I apologize. Forgive me, but man, this what happened, man. You you call yourself helping somebody when you're trying to help yourself, and you almost cause a what's the word? Catastrophe. Almost caused a Constract. I can't get it off, man. But yeah, man, it's your boy Ricky D checking in. You already know it's 12 minutes after, but this sports corner from the 216 live on this Monday night. And I had some other news. I was sorry because I wanted to get into this conversation because, as you know, the big sports talk is Miles Garrett. So, um, hey, let's get into it. Ricky D checking in, Sports Corner from the 216. See, I ain't even got all my setup going, man. This, that was, if that wasn't an example, a perfect example of, I ain't saying don't help people, but make sure you got yourself resolved before you try to, help somebody else, man, because it could be detrimental to your growth, your evolution, if you want to call it. But yeah, man, Miles Garrett was traded today, man. I was gonna start off with the Browns, man, but hey, the calendar flipped. It's June, sports in Cleveland. Hey, and the killing part about it is the other day I was you know, doing my thing or whatever. I come across somebody, they talking, hey, I got the inside scoop, yada, yada, yada. They was a little intoxicated, talking too much, but they told me that I heard this the other day, maybe 2 days ago. Yeah, Miles Garrett will be traded. You get what I'm saying? Miles Garrett will be traded, but you should have known it was coming because they've been talking about it too long. So it's here now. But I just almost had a fit trying to get this technical difficulty together that shouldn't even went a but due to the fact I stopped my preparation to make sure somebody else was all right, man, and it almost hurt me. That and that's why I incorporated the think and reflect segment. So, you know, hey, dance to that. But that's why I incorporated because it be things I need to go get a cut. But it's some real good things that you know what I'm saying. You need to think and reflect about. That's why I incorporated the segment back. Well, it's not. I'm bringing the show back, but I made sure I added a segment to the show so that I can get my real life situations going on. Man, there's always something going on. But yeah, that boy Miles Garrett got traded for the guy name is Verdu. How you say his name? Jared Verse. They got Jared Verse, who is the edge, some say outside linebacker. 2027 first round draft pick. 2028 second and 29 third round. The thing is, with me is a lot of people upset about Miles being traded. Me personally, they people should have known it was coming. You get what I'm saying? And listening to my guy Earl of Pearl, Collinwood Railroader alumni, the little homie. He made a great statement that most people, because a lot of people, I always tell people don't be emotionally attached. You can have an emotional thing in the moment, but you got to stop, think, and reflect. You know what I'm saying? Analyze what's really going on before you had like a fit. Because all they thinking is, oh, they traded Myles Garrett, but the person we got back, but no, let me not move too far. The no trade clause. Myles Garrett had a no trade clause, so for him to be able to get traded, he had to be cool with it. You get what I'm saying? But if you want to join in on the conversation, man, we live over on YouTube, on Sports Corner from the 216 Facebook page, or you can call in just for today's show, 440-370-2996. I prefer for you to text with the topic of discussion that you're reaching out for. But yeah, Myles, man, I'm still upset about not hitting these airwaves at 8:00. Man, I'm 10 minutes. I feel like I let the people that was expecting me to be there at 8 down. But yeah, Myles, man, he wanted out, man. He wanted out. So what we gonna do? Sit and cry because you know what I'm saying? Myles wanted out, or we gonna look at the perks or the opportunity. You know, that's what Andrew Berry was talking about, the opportunities, you know, the opportunity to make bigger things happen because of this trade. So, man, I was taking my notes though. I got a lot of see my notes all left there look scrambled now, but you know, before I get too far into the show, I want to dedicate today's show to a family member that I looked up to, my big cousin, aka Jermaine, aka Gerb, and we gonna welcome in Men's Mental Health Month. It was Mental Health Month last month, but this month is particularly focused on men's mental health. It wasn't no tragic. It was a health issue when he passed away. That was 2017, so it's been almost 10 years since my cousin passed away. It don't seem that long, but that's a long time. But yeah, man, that this move right here just loosened up like a lot of worries and concern because people have been kind of contemplating on this to come to fruition because of the way how Myles was moving. One second. Yeah, I gotta make sure that good vibe energy is awake. But yeah, just checking around throughout the national media, Sport News gave us a plus, and they gave the Rams a B. So the A plus is because the player we got his Jared is what you would say not the how they said the how you say that the small no, but anyhow the guy young. Let me give y'all some stats. So Verse is this only about to be his third year. He done already made 2 Pro Bowls. Last year he had 150 tackles, 35 solo, 7.5 sacks. And a comrade of mine let me know that he had just as many quarterback pressures as Myles Garrett. So, like I've been saying in previous episodes or shows rather, that the Browns are fully engaged in this youth movement. You get what I'm saying? So the mandatory mini camp about to be fun. So we can chop the Myles Garrett story out. We can welcome Jared. We got a couple of draft picks. That draft pick is security for next year, just in case they have to jump up and get a quarterback. But that's what I'm about to say. According to reports, Shador is like the man to play. Some people trying to say it's gonna be, Watson, and then let him see if he can falter. But I feel like that's a waste of time. And why would you want to go back into the draft and hope one of these quarterbacks is the man that you think they are when you got a young quarterback that was rated to be first round, second round at the latest material that you got in the fifth round? Nobody else in the room but the quarterback. Watson was my guy based off of his field play, but he didn't he didn't bring that with him. He brought injury and all of that and controversy with him. So his contract bought up. So why waste that unless I don't see that going for no quarterback unless you put Shador out there and Shador just flops. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into the other sports, but the Browns is the big news of the sports world today. So Miles get traded, he get where he want to go, I guess, because he accepted it. He went to L.A. The Rams, who was in the NFC Championship last year. So that's about the closest other than other NFL teams. So, and this is why the Sport News gave us an A+ because Verdi. I'm gonna just say Jared JV. We're gonna call him JV. The boy JV is a monster because I was looking at something. He's still young, like the expert Lance Rising, Coach Riz like to say. He's still young. He got to develop some moves. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we got some good enough defensive players. You got Malik Collins, you got Wright, you got McGuire, you got Graham, you got Mike Hall. You got a nice D line. It ain't gonna be the same with Miles, but the boy Jared bring just as much. Like they got a game plan for the kid. So we lost a great player that probably never be matched. But he was reaching, he was on the back end of the prime. The Browns trying to build something new for when they do go move over to the new stadium over in Brook Park. That's why I said if they could get Shador, because Shador gonna have fan base playing football or not, just because his name, his family name. If Shador take off with this young, see the team is now the team is Denzel's now unless he get traded somewhere down the line. But that's the most solid and a respected veteran on the team outside of Malik Collins. That's D, but Shador, Denzel Ward is the man. Like he the best player on defense right now, or unless they make the boy Jared the face now. But Sport News gave us an A+ for the trade. They gave the Rams a B. But this is why I did some research. So first off, the Browns by trade Myles Garrett, they instantly open up $8 million in the in the salary cap. No dead cap hit. You get what I'm saying? You get a young player that has potential, who was the defensive player rookie of the year, not last year, but the year before, because our shared CJ Schlesinger got it last year. The year before it was Jared though. So we got the two previous rookie defensive players of the year on our team. We got a free $8 million. We picked up 3 draft picks. Man, and I just don't get the fans. Our fans, they upset. But you can't be emotionally in the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like you gotta think outside the box. Like, okay, damn, he gone now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You really only can. You really only can be upset in the moment. But once you really think about it, like, man, Myles Garrett, he gone now. So all we could do is hope for the best with what we got. See, the Myles trade threw me off. That's why I should have came through early and just went live when it happened. So I could have just did my regular program show. Because I'm kind of, a little bit everywhere. But I believe, man, if Shedeur take over, man, with this youth movement we got, man, we just got 2 draft picks for next year. Quality draft, 2 first rounders. Then we get a second the year after and a third. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we too good where them picks don't really mean nothing. But the goal, the expectations now that we kind of know what our defense about to look like, we still might get one more move. So let's not get too comfortable. And then we need the offense. We need the offense to score, man. We need that. That's the part. We need the quarterback to be. Now, once they decide who this quarterback is, we can start looking at. Because, when is the last time we done had a season where we just we just waiting for the season to begin because we already know what we got going. We might have added some rookies or traded for a player, yada, yada. But it's like every year we trying to figure out what we putting together, a new coach. I thought Kevin Stefanski was gonna do it. I thought Hugh Jackson was it, but Kevin was like the longest tenure since we've been back. And he failed. But out of the rookie, we got another great rookie class. But the thing is, which rookie has the biggest, what's the word, the most or the biggest pressure? Like which one you think? I think KC Concepcion is because he was the first receiver picked out of the 2. For new, he might not even start, especially if Jones could stay. Especially if Jones, y'all probably like, yeah, the camera acting foul, y'all. Especially if Jones can stay healthy. If Jones stay healthy, yeah. So if Jones stay healthy, that give Fanua some time to grow. So the Browns, to me, people crying about Myles Garrett. You got some people crying about Nick Chubb. Man, that was Nick Chubb been gone the whole year. Watson about done. You want people still talking about that. And yeah, I wanted more from Myles too, but the more you think about what they really did, they might not have got all the assets, but they opened up their books. You get what I'm saying? Now they're able to go do more as a football team to add key pieces. You get, and then just if Shedeur, because even if Watson, but hey, I want Shedeur because the Watson tenure to me is about over. I got a Watson jersey. I might even throw it on for y'all. But Shedeur is the man because he's younger. And then I think who was that? Was that anyhow, it was a pro. They made a good statement, and they was talking about how, of course Shador gonna look better in practice because he's a former Pro Bowler. He been in the league longer. This only Shador's second year, but when you see another thing, people don't be like realizing is you don't see all the video, and then even on a pass, it might look like a great pass, but in practice, that pass might supposed to be on the outside shoulder. Like it's where the accuracy, and that's one thing that make the eliteness with Shador is how his accuracy is. So man, for real, I think the defense still elite because one player don't make a team elite. He might change the concept, but now it's time for them other players to really earn their keep. That's probably why they gave Wright that contract too, because they knew they was eventually about to trade him. But yeah, man, I could see if they like a successful season is 9, 10 wins. I'm predicting 12 for real, 12-5. I think they're gonna do a 180 for real. But man, I like the Verse kid, man. I watched him. I watched some highlights. Man, Andrew Berry, y'all might as well make a photo of Andrew Berry with the laser eyes again. Y'all only upset because it's Miles and y'all, and as Clevelanders, we always want to hold on to something because winning, but that's one of the things that comes with pro sports is winning and losing. How many other teams that's out there that be trying to still figure it out too. You get what I'm saying? That's why I always say the off season of every sport is the funnest part of the sport until you know your team is winning. You get what I'm saying? Or they make it to the playoffs. But during the regular season, that's fun too. But the off season is the hope season. It gives you more, opportunity to feel like it's a chance that things could change. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you ain't been winning. And the Miles Garrett trade, it's not as hurtful as some people are taking it. Some people are taking it bad. Yeah, some people taking it bad. Yeah, some people taking it real bad. But other than that, and that being the big news, man, then we got the Guardians trying to hold on to first place. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? We need that excitement. That was exciting news, and it made the opportunity for Cleveland to be better. It gave us the chance. It gave us a chance to have more hope. Because if people were still feeling like Miles Garrett was going to take us to the Super Bowl, they tripping. Because Miles ain't took us there yet, boy. Miles ain't took us to the Super Bowl yet. It takes a team. It's a team sport, and that one player, yeah, he made a big difference. Like I say, that's why Denzel might be gone because you remember he made that statement too, talking about if they trade Miles, they could trade me too. Hey, man, they see it's a storyline though. It's all entertainment, man. It's all entertainment. But yeah, man, it's officially June 1st. Rest in peace, guard. Men's mental health month. Like I say, the talk of the sports world is Miles Garrett. Sport News, one of my favorite sports platforms and outlets, gave us an A+. So, man, they know what they talking about. Let me see. I'm gonna read y'all exactly what what they were saying. Sport Sport news. Yeah, man. Hey, I'm kind. Hey, me personally, I'm excited. Like I'm excited. I'm very excited, man, because it's like new beginnings, man. We was holding on. We just freed up money, man. We got an edge that's just as good. Like he's a star too. He might not be Miles Garrett, but he on this only his third season. You know what? I'm about to look up his stats before I read this stuff from Sport News. Only he 35 solos. Oh, he had 150 tackles in his football career. So let me. Y'all probably like, dude ain't had no goddamn 150 tackles. All right, so he getting better every year. He get better. Last year he get more sacks. Let me see. Let me read this dude complete stat chart. Okay, ESPN. Okay, the guy he's 6'4", 265. He was picked 19. Oh, he had 66 total tackles. Forced fumbles. He had a couple fumble recoveries. Let me see his bio. He was the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. This is third season. I forgot to mention he an Ohio native. He was born in Dayton. 4. His position is actually linebacker. See, I tried to eat before. I was doing too much before. Then I got a phone call from a person a couple times. I'm steady trying to tell them, hey, y'all, I'm trying to get ready for the show. But yeah, man, we in the chat though. If y'all want to chat in, if you tuned in, let me see where we at. Make sure you like and subscribe too though on YouTube. But we're gonna turn over to these Indians, man, because the trade, the blockbuster trade, the trade of the day, that boy Myles Garrett, they went to the LA Rams for Jason Verdi, 2027 first round pick, 2028 second round, and 2029 third round. We also, the Browns also get cap relief. They don't no more dead cap hit from Miles. So that's a perk. You know, you got your 2 first round picks next year. Hopefully you can get your quarterback. One of the quarterbacks step up this year. And you know what's crazy, man? Like I said from the beginning of the show, man, I had the source, man, and I should have got that source number. But maybe we bump into each other again. But yeah, man, the Guardians they enter in June at 34 and 27. We they might be playing right now, but right now we've been on like a losing streak. The Red Sox, one of the worst teams in the league, been beating up on us. We can't score no more than the first 2 innings, and then we get stuck. Our pitching is down. We need the bats is going dry. They heat up in the beginning, then they shut down in the end. And the offense just ain't consistent, man. Like how you get scored 4 runs in one inning and then you just then no more defense. The pitching come out it's horrible. So when it comes to baseball, the American League Central, the Indians need to improve their pitching. They might need to. I keep telling them, man, get rid of the older guys. Unless like a Ramirez, maybe a David Fry. You know, you got to keep you some vets in the lineup that know what to do because the young boys might come out there and just try to swing home runs all day. But I believe they can stay. I believe they can stay on top of the division. We got a game ahead of Chicago, but if they could get back on track, let me see if they still playing. They playing right now. Check the scout board. Yeah, text 440-370-2996 if you want to call in, or if you want to join via video. I send you the link. You send me your email, and I send you the link. Join in because I'm kind of recruiting. I wanna have a co-host, so so we can reflect off each other's thoughts. Cause I really just be giving y'all my thoughts, but it'd be cool because y'all like to listen later. So hey, a win is a win to me. But okay, I've probably been checking the Indian score. The Guardians. Oh, we don't play tonight. Let me see. Oh yeah, we played it. We don't open back. We played it. We started the series with the Yankees. We lost that series. Damn, the Nationals whooped on us too. We like 4-2 in the last 6 games. Yeah, we 4-2 in the last 6 games. With 2-4. And the Nationals and the Red Sox, like, on the back end, maybe, it's a long season. So some teams start slow, some teams start fast. It's about who can maintain it for real. But I think they should start looking for like some improvements, some upgrades, because it's a long season, man. But we'll wait until um All Star. At least I don't know when is the trade deadline for baseball. But by the time they get to the All Star break, they should be knowing what's going on. But they need to be buyers for real. Especially, it all really depends on the standings and stuff where they at during the season before they really initiate. But at the same time, they front office know what they need and don't need. Who the coaches communicate. Hopefully, the coaches communicating so they can figure out. So they can figure out who worth keeping and who ain't. So, but Jose the man though, he one of the most. Right now, he really the way Miles, because Miles had to like I always say, he had to trade it. He had to get himself up out of here. Yeah, Miles got himself up out of here. But yeah, man, this portion of Sports Corner from the 216 is brought to you by Bavaria's Clothing Collection, urban fashion with elegant appeal, premium streetwear from those who lead, not follow. Bavaria's a consistent show of dash and spirit, bravery. Follow Bavaria's Clothing Collection on most social media platforms. Might bring the website back. But yeah, man, Myles Garrett is traded to the Los Angeles Rams. Did I move too fast? Oh, they tripping. I'm gonna have to fix this. They just left out a whole. Let me see. But yeah, man, them Cavs, man, still facing. They got some tough questions to answer. After that ass kicking they got, man, they got an ass kicking, man. How we just gonna get humiliated like that, man? 130 to 93 in a closeout game to get swept at home by the New York Knicks, man. That was embarrassing. So, do y'all think the Cavs should run it back? Only way, only way I see that as a good idea is we need some Cavaliers to act like Jose, because Jose, he gonna Jose gonna make the Jose gonna, hey man, you know what? I don't need this much. Just give me this much. Cause I know we need this over here too. So if the players can agree on smaller deals, I ain't saying take no chunk, okay, like Mitchell worth 60. Mitch, go on and take 50, 55, no more than 60. No more than 60 a year. That's a good, that 10, that's like two, at least one solid role player. Solid. You get what I'm saying? Because they Mitchell, well, you know, the Browns were saying they wanted to see Miles and from Cleveland to Canton. I guess it is from Cleveland to Canton, but he took a trip to LA first. And so it could still be Cleveland to Canton. It just ain't directly from Cleveland. He had to make a pit stop over in LA. But yeah, man, Kobe Altman said, get back to the Cavs. Kobe Altman said, Donovan is the man. You know who else Kobe sold in this conference? He sold Evan Mobley, his youth. Like Kobe could be setting up a big trade too. But James Harden, the word is James is because he want to still play, so he willing to take a smaller contract, you know, to help the team. But when they do, but whatever they do go get, they need to go get some 6'7" and bigger men with attitude. Not no little sweet, okay, he can shoot, but what he gonna do when he try to shoot and the dude hit him with an elbow in the chin, like or something weak, like we need some, you know, sometimes, hey, I might have to catch this flagrant. I might have to get suspended a game or two, especially during the regular season. So by the playoffs, people gonna be like, man, I ain't not me. You check him. He don't play. But in my opinion, the coaching is what really failed us. Yeah, the players on the court, yada yada, whatever. But the coaching is what makes the playoff run be what it is. If you can't stop, like for example, dude, when we had that 22-point lead in game one, dude, the coach Kenny Atkinson didn't even stop. Man, you know how many people was probably in their house or their home or especially at the game like, man, dude, call a timeout. It probably was people in the bleachers yelling at Atkins like, man, call a timeout, bruh. Can we stop this massacre that's going on? Cause it don't look like we gonna leave up out of here with this win like we thought. But but getting back to the point, man, you gotta get at least 2, 3 and D players that can score, that can penetrate, that know how to fit into a system, not gonna cry because they're not getting the ball. I bring Schroeder back too, but they say Schroeder contract is is a good contract to move off of because it opens up more salary. That was the whole real reason for the Schroeder Ellis Hunter trade because it took him from under the second apron. That's what they saying with Harden. The way if he signed his contract, it takes him under the second apron to where they won't be getting taxed. You know what I'm saying? But the season looked like it was a success in a way because they finally got past the second round. So you like, but the way they got whooped on, even the first game had you having some hope, even though they came back. So it's like, damn, okay, they did that. Maybe they could come out. But man, they was saying it. They say hey, June is man's mental health, man. If you have a problem, man, talk about it. Find somebody to talk to. Don't hold it in, man. Let somebody know, man. If you got to talk to a stranger, one of them people let somebody know, man. Get you most counseling, most therapy. You can get therapy now almost for free. So, look into that, man. Especially because as men, we can't open up like kids and women. You know what I'm saying? Because it almost makes us lose authority, not controlling or dictator type authority, but just the fact that most people look up to the man or they depend on the man. So you really can't come and be like, oh, this how I'm feeling, because even though you might think your significant other or your child might you know what I'm saying, be willing to listen, but yeah, they might listen, but how would they? As a man, sometimes that changes how they think about you, and you want to keep that solid foundation. So the ones you want them to always trust you and have faith in you, of anything, But sometimes you got to keep it real, or just learn how to express it without, what I'm saying, giving up your guards. I would say, but yeah, man. The one move the Cavs need to make for sure is to go grab. I like Tyson. I like Strus. Strus might not be big enough. He's not a small. He just a nice backup shooting guard. But they say his contract gonna help the books. So at right now, what's really going on with Cleveland sports, especially football and basketball, is contract, the salary cap, so they can even work on putting or adding a player. See, the Browns, they even the Guardians, they got a good young team, but the Browns, they might be one of the youngest teams right now for sure. They just got rid of another 30-year-old player. That's why I say don't be looking for Denzel not to be there. And then you got McNeil Warren talking to Grant Delpit because Delpit due for a new contract, but who's Delpit gonna want to max out? The Browns might not be willing to max out, especially if Warren turned out to be something more than what they expected. They jumped up to get him. He had a first round evaluation. So, Hey, let's go Browns, man. Hey, I know I'm talking about the Cavs, and I just start talking about that's my favorite team, man. Even though the first Cleveland team I ever knew about, I think it was the you know what, it might have been the Indians because me and my dude, we used to be getting baseball and football cards when we was kids. It might be the Indians, man. Because I could go back to Cody, what was his name, man? Um Before they had Ramirez, not Paul Sorrento, but man, what was some of them Indians players, man? Let me see. I'm about to find out. Let me find out. Rest in peace to that boy. Let me find out. Man, I just gave you the code, dude. Right. These phones, they be security based, don't they? Let me see. Indians from the early 90s, late 80s. Oh yeah, I forget Joe Carter. Carlos and Sandy was on the original team, but I'm talking about people like, let me see, give me a name, give me a name, give me a name. India, I said Indians, dude. Yeah, they was rebuilding, man. Jacobs Field. Man, what was some of that one cat? I'm really thinking about this. I forgot about Joe Carter, but I'm really thinking about this one player because I think I got one of his cards too. Cody something, man. Yeah, I ain't even about to go. I ain't even about to stress myself out, but that mid '90s team was cold with Kenny Lofton, Wayne Kirby, Carlos Baerga, Albert Bell, Paul Sorrento, Reggie Jefferson. This look, what's his name? Manny Ramirez ain't even on this team. Jim Tomey, Sandy Alomar, Felix Fermin. Man, what's his name? Not even on this roster. That was the '94 roster. Wait, that was the '90. That was the '93 roster. The '94 roster was Kenny Lofton, Omar Vizquel, Carlos Baerga, Albert Bell, Eddie Murray, Paul Sorrento, Manny Ramirez, Jim Tomey, and Sandy Alomar Jr., man. Ooh, that team right there, ooh, wee. Then the next year they had the same squad. Then the year after that, I remember they added Julio Franco, Brian Giles, Eddie Murray. The '95 year, that was when Jose Mesa blew it. He blew it, man. All he had to do was strike out three people. Man, damn, dude, you don't want to win or did you get paid off? Shout out Rockstar. Yeah, man. But y'all know them finals start third. What's the third? Wednesday. Spurs against the Knicks. Who y'all got? I could care. No, I'm a probably go Spurs. No, because I always kind of like the Knicks. I like that blue and orange because I had the New York Mets. Shout out Gerd. My cousin Gerd bought me that coat when I was about 10, 11, maybe 12. They used to have the starter jackets back in the day. You know, the satin, the little silky thick ones. He got me one of them. I know I ain't gonna say where he got it from. That bit was hard. But my dumb ass, guess how I messed it up? Carrying a battery to the backyard in the acid. Got on the coat just before I knew about battery acid. So I get to looking at my coat like, man, what the man, the battery acid ate it up. I was salty about that coat. Then I had the Penguins. Shout out the Pittsburgh Penguins. But I like the Penguins though. They used to have my boy Mario Lemieux. But somebody stole that out of my locker at PH. I was salty. I had, I was in my circle of mischiefs. I say, hey man, y'all go on that end, and we gonna be over here on this end. Y'all see somebody with that penguin starter is on. Whoever took that penguin starter, they left the schoolhouse before school let out. Cause they knew like that boy Rick got a click. They didn't even know I was first seed. If you know, you know. Man, I'm on it now though. But yeah, man, Spurs and the Knicks. Let me. Oh, it was some other news because it was a couple of NFL transactions that people probably want to talk about too. Hold up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me get these. Oh, but the boy, I know one of them for sure. AJ Brown went to the New England Patriots. Then you got Odell went back to the Giants. Let me see. Okay, so AJ Brown got traded to the Jets for a 2028 first and a 27 fifth. Of course, we all know Miles got traded to the Rams. Odell Beckham went back to the Giants. Then you got Russell Wilson. He retired. He going about to join the CBS staff as an analyst. It probably some more stuff happened, but they say June 1st, boy, you be thinking the team together. Then that's when the rest of the offseason can really start because a lot of the contracts, the way they set up, they gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? But man, I'm about to get into this think and reflect. I ain't gonna be too long with this the think and reflect segment. While go in, topic of the week. The topic of this week is AI, artificial intelligence. Is it a tool, a threat, or opportunity for you? Is it an opportunity, a threat, or do you feel like it's a threat, or are you gonna just use it as a tool for what you're already doing? You know, but at this point, AI is part of everyday life. I know this ain't sports, but I use AI to help me with some of my content. I make boom like earlier when the Miles trade happened. I put my prompt in there, told it what I wanted it to say. Bam! It brought me up something real nice. You don't want to use it too much, but you want to use it enough. So to me, it's more of a tool that can create an opportunity. I don't look at it as a threat because some things you just have to realize is out of your control. You know what I'm saying? It's changing the job landscape. It's changing the way education is done. It's changing business for sure. So if you in business, you better learn AI or find a company that know AI, or you can reach out to Deshaun's marketing and they can help you with AI. So make sure you follow Deshaun's Marketing on all social media platforms. Website on the new website under construction, but it can't change creativity because it needs your creativity to even exist. That's where a lot of people misunderstand the AI concept because AI doesn't work unless you give it what they call the prompt. You get what I'm saying? If you don't speak to it right, it's only going to get as smart as you know how to speak. It knows things because it's constantly being fed information, but when you talk to it, it's only going to reply correctly or the way you want it to based off of if you made your statement accurate according to what you want to receive back. You know, I'm excited. I get excited. I know a few people. My daughter don't like it. My brother don't like it. His wife don't really like it. So I know my other brother. He's a mechanic. So the thing, he one of them people that ain't really caring about it. Like it's if anything, it's gonna become a tool for him because now he can find out things quicker. But I don't really see too many because mechanics that's another world. But when it comes to employment, I don't think it's gonna eliminate jobs, you know, because some labor it just needs humans, you know what I'm saying? But they are trying to figure out how to incorporate these robots. See, the robots is what I don't like about. I don't like robots. The AI robots, I ain't feeling that. Like now, just the AI to receive information and create content and stuff like that, that's cool. But all of that other, man, that might be too much, you know. But it certainly will create opportunities if you go do it. Because it's this one company, I'm not gonna shout them out, but they spend money on them ads, but the ads make sense because the program, the software, like you put in there what you good at, and it tells you what you really are good at that can help you excel in life, supposedly. But for workers to prepare for it in employment, you just got to go out there, study it, see what's, you know, because it's different AIs out there. It's, you know, they all do different, they work in different ways. Like I done used one AI to make a graphic and then another AI to make this supposedly the same graphic and they come out totally different. But education wise, it helps the students because but you, as a student, you only should use it for reference. You shouldn't use it to try to have it do the work because that's like my theory with the um, easy, simple, and adventurous. You know, easy usually comes with consequences. So if you use it to have it actually do your work, then you're not really learning. But if you use it like to look up some shit that you probably would go look up in the encyclopedia or something like that, because they've been had Google. Google is AI in its own way. But don't use it to actually have it do your work. Have it as a reference when it comes to education. But right now, if you're tuning in, man, we talking about AI. This is the Think and Reflect segment, you know, where we think about real life, voice our opinions and stuff. But what it does do, it doesn't really give a shortcut, like, or make it just takes away all of the due diligence you got to do. Like say for instance, when you went in the older times, years ago, a few years ago, you would have to look up something, and then from that you might have to look up something else. But with AI, once you know what you're looking for, you could just be like, well, I need this with that, this way, and this way, and then boo, 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 it come up, and then you got the information. But you got to use, you still need to use that information because you don't want it to be verbatim. It's just AI when it comes to education. You know what I'm saying? That's it, even in business, you don't want it to be particularly all AI. You know what I'm saying? Responsibilities, continue to be the person that got them there. You gotta still be the person who you are. Don't because AI make you get lazy, and then you don't. If the world is, if we just had one of them, the power grid type things go out. That's why I like to still write. Like I still take notes. Look, them notes, handwriting. Yeah, y'all, them notes, boy. Now let me quit. Hey, but you got to take them notes, man. You got to do. It helps the memory too, though. But in everyday life, man, use it wisely, man. Content creation. You know, I look like I say I use it. It's like an assistant for me. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of telling Judy to look up something, Judy might be bullshitting, playing with her nails or something, and then take forever to get it back to you when you need it right in the moment. So now you got to go infiltrate Judy and whatever. But yeah, it's great for small business because it helps you with the analytics. It helps the number crunching and stuff like that. And then it's not always as accurate, but you get like a sense of understanding when you do use it to search certain things. And of course, personal productivity, you know what I'm saying? But like I was saying earlier, it really usually learns you from your prompts, how you talk to it. So eventually it's going to start asking you questions back based off of how it know how you talk to it. Like you might ask it something, and then it'll be like it'll kind of think about what your preferences usually are, and then it'd be like, would you like for me to yeah, something? And it'd be like, oh yeah, that's perfect. I ain't gonna say perfect, but man, I can see that improving what I just asked and the information you gave me. So man, yeah, AI man, it ain't bad. You don't be scared of it because it's here, man. You know, until it's gone, one of us gonna be gone. AI, but if we leave, AI ain't gonna be worried. Why AI gonna hate each other? Because sometimes people can't stand each other either, man. And you know, you gotta adapt to it, man. It's technology. Technology is gonna always make things better, but it also can make people lazier. But it's all personal. Like without AI, you gonna do what you do the way you do it. It's lazy people, this get up people, it's people that just content. You get what I'm saying? But the people that want more AI is like it's the tool for sure. It's gonna create opportunity and all of that. It's only the people that's content and don't do more than what they need to do. They just do enough to get by. You know, you of course you got to do that. So why not try to do more after you know you need to get by? That's coming back to the easy, simple, and adventurous. Because easy, you got usually consequences. Simple is usually the best way. Go get you a job, a career, or whatever. You know, buy your home, dream car. You know, maybe buy and make a few investments, maybe. But most people be happy with the career choice, and then But that going back to the recession, which is one of the worst times I lived in, other than pandemic, because people was jumping out of windows because the bank crashed because that all they was doing was that one thing. That's all they knew. They had no other skills. So learn skills. If you learn different skills, which is being adventurous, man, I swear, man, then everything would turn out all right, man. So just stay creative, man. Be creative without AI and use AI as a friend. You know what I'm saying? Depending on your lifestyle, it might be helping you, it might be hurting you. You know, just don't let it run you down, man. Technology isn't slowing us down, man. The question is whether people will adapt. But before I go, if you're interested in advertising with Sports Corner from the 216, now is the time. reach passionate sports fans across Cleveland and beyond through our live broadcast, podcast platform, and social media channels with our clips and other information. So I want to shout out all the Facebook viewers, YouTube livers. You know, I just want to keep my fans, my people, and it's your boy Ricky D shining out Sports Corner from the 216. Yeah, to another episode of Sports Corner from the 216 with your boy Ricky D. What's your thoughts? SC 216. We out. I just had